Hey guys, Sean Bucci, surplusfundsriches.net. One of the things you're going to run across quite frequently is divorce. There's a 50% chance these days that people that get married are going to get a divorce. And one of the number one issues that's pointed out as being contributing to the divorce is financial issues. Well, a foreclosure is kind of a big financial issue, right? So a lot of times you're going to run into divorces. Now, a couple things you need to know about that before I get into claimant not having the phone number of their ex, which is 99% of the time a lie. But let me get into a couple things with divorce. If they have a divorce decree, you need a copy of that, and it needs to tell you who got the house. They don't always do that. They don't always get a decree. They don't always divide it up. They go, screw it, we just want to get away from each other so much. I don't care. You can live in it. You make the payments. I don't care. Most of the time, there is a decree spelling out who gets the house. It's important to read that decree carefully because it may say, hey, John, you're going to get the house, but you have to continue to make payments and you have to give me half the equity. You have to refinance it and give me half the equity. Let's say it's worth $100,000 more than the current loan. Then you have to refinance it for that $100,000 more and give $50,000 to me because I'm giving you the house. They're still getting it for undervalue, but that's splitting the asset. Equitable distribution. It's not always equitable, but they call it equitable distribution. A lot of times you're going to hear that they don't have the ex's phone number. Now, what I do is the split I work up is based on the total amount that I'm getting out. So if it's more money, then my attorney fees are going to take a smaller percentage of the deal. And as a result, the higher that the claim is, the more money I will offer to the claimant to put the deal together. So if there's two people and are divorced and they're both entitled to the money, they're both entitled, they never figured out who was going to get the property, or it's 50% of them, 50% to each one of them. And let's say it's 60 grand. Let's say it's 60 grand. Well, 60,000 is above the 50,000 mark, so I'm going to give them a higher percentage than I would at 40. However, if I can only go on half, if I get the ex-wife and she's half of that, that's $30,000. That's a certain cut. Split I'm going to offer her, but if I can get the ex-spouse on there, now I'm going after more money. I can offer her more money because the total I'm going after, we're going to go after it under one claim. The total I'm going after is going to be substantially more. So that's some incentive for them to give me the ex's phone number. Sometimes even then they won't. And something you need to know, you need to be a little firm with these people when they say they don't have the ex's phone number. Very rarely do you see where a divorce ends where people have restraining orders against each other. It happens. It happened to us recently where we heard about it. But even so, they have their ex-spouse's phone number. They have their ex's phone number, guys. They have it. They don't want to give it to you. Let them know. Hey, I'm not going to mention you. You're not a part of this. This is just something we're going to do, and you're going to benefit because we're going after a higher total, so we can give you a higher percentage of what we're going after. Even if they don't have the ex's phone number, which they do, but even if they don't, they've got a family member on his side of the family that you can get in touch with and get a hold of him. Trust me on that. So you need to be firm about that. But just so you know, when they say, I don't have his phone number and we don't talk, they've got a way to reach them, okay? Especially if they had kids. You've got to be able to get a hold of those folks, your exes in that instance. So they're lying to you. And if you're firm, a lot of times you will get their phone number, the ex's phone number. In addition, you can offer them, and this is a big deal, sometimes we will offer them slightly more. We'll say, look, this is how much we're going to pay you. We're not going to offer that to your ex. This is how much we're going to pay you if we can get a hold of them and put the deal together. If we can't, this is how much we're going to pay you. Okay? Now, is it their business if we pay their ex just as much as we pay them? No, it's not their business. But if it helps them get past this craziness where they're not going to share the ex's phone number and they're going to deprive them of their share of the equity in the form of surplus funds that was created from that foreclosure, come on. I don't care how bad it was. If they're entitled to that, if their ex is entitled to that, they need to take the high road. Thanks, guys.